Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and tonight, round 1 of the NHL entry draft, and the Flyers, they stay with that 23rd overall pick, and they take right winger Tyson Foerster from the Barrie Colts, I should say, of the OHL. Very nice pick here for the Flyers. I will get into that in a minute. First thing I want to talk about is the draft itself, who went where, a couple surprises I maybe thought. Obviously, we all knew that Lafreniere was going to go number 1. And the thing is that the NHL, there was such a long wait, and the clock for the Rangers did not start until like 7:22 or something like that. Took forever. It was around 9:40 when we just hit the 20s for the picks. It was just crazy. There was such a long wait and things like that. They're really letting the clock just die down. It might have been because it was all virtual. I'm not really sure, but. Again, it is a draft. It's a very good draft, and you want to make sure you get the best player possible for your team. So obviously, we all knew Lafreniere goes number 1 to the Rangers. No surprise there. Byfield goes 2 to the Los Angeles Kings. Got the Ottawa Senators taking Tim Stützle at number 3. You have the Red Wings. I almost said Rangers. You got the Red Wings taking Lucas Raymond, number 4. Very nice pick there for Detroit. Ottawa taking Jake Sanderson. Pretty good pick there. He could also be the first player born from Montana to play in the NHL. Very cool stat there. At 6, 2 defensemen go here. So you got Sanderson, and then you got Drysdale going to the Ducks. New Jersey takes Alexander Holtz. Buffalo takes Jack Quinn at number 8. The Wild take Marco Rossi. Very nice pick there for Minnesota. You got Winnipeg taking Cole Perfetti, which is a very nice touch. They had Dave Howardchuck's wife select the number 10 pick, Cole Perfetti, as Dale Howardchuck. He wore number 10 with Winnipeg. Nashville Predators take Yaroslav Askarov, the goalie. He's the first goalie to go, I believe, outside of the top 10 in like a decade or something like that. I think the other one was Spencer Knight a couple years ago. But I did call Askarov. I did say that before. I said it on the podcast. I said he was either going to go to either Nashville. It would have been funny if he went to Florida because they would have had 3 goaltenders with Knight, Bob, and then Askarov, or maybe Carolina or Edmonton. But he ends up going to Nashville. So that was pretty cool that I ended up calling that pick. Florida takes Lundell. Carolina takes Seth Jarvis. The Oilers take Dylan Holloway. Toronto takes Rodion Amirov. Montreal, Caden Gould. Chicago, Lucas Reichel. New Jersey, Dawson Mercer. The Rangers from Calgary, Brandon Schneider. New Jersey, they took Shakir Mukhamadullin. He's a defenseman. That was honestly a pretty surprising pick there. As for Columbus, they took, I'm probably going to butcher this, Igor Chinakov. I definitely butchered that, and I apologize for that. The Capitals, they take Hendrix Lapierre. Flyers at 23 take Tyson Foerster. Flames take Connor Zary. The Colorado Avalanche, they took Justin Barron. St. Louis Blues take Jake Neighbors. He was a guy that I honestly really wanted the Flyers to look at if he was still there later in the second round, but he goes pretty late in this first round. Very exciting thing there for St. Louis. I'd be very hype if I was a Blues fan. As for the Ducks, they take Jacob Perreault, who I honestly thought the Flyers could have gotten. Ottawa takes Ridley Grieg. That is Mark Grieg, Flyers scout's son. He goes 28th to Ottawa. Vegas takes Brennan Brisson from the USHL. Dallas takes Maverick Bourque from the QMJHL, and San Jose at 31, which was Tampa Bay's pick, Ozzy Westblatt from Prince Albert of the WHL. Really nice first round here. Lots of talent, though, that definitely does fall here into the second round. The Flyers, they pick 54th overall tomorrow, starting at 11:30 a.m. for the second round. But let's obviously talk about the elephant in the room, pretty much, if you even want to call it that. Flyers, they take Tyson Foerster at 23 overall. Very nice selection here. If you don't know anything about Foerster, I did not really know much about him. I look at this kid, and I was surprised when they took him. As I said, they could have took Jacob Perreault, but they take Foerster. He's a right winger, looks like a sniper, could play power play as well. 6'1", 194 pounds, very good shooter, and then as I said, power play. He had 18 power play goals this year. He led the WHL in the 1920 season. He's being compared to TJ Oshie, Corey Perry, and Mark Stone. He also compares himself to TJ Oshie, said he likes him because he's a complete player and he wants to be the same. Scored 80 points this year in 62 games played, 36 goals, 44 assists. He calls it a dream come true to get into the NHL and selected by the Flyers. As for the analysts and where he was ranked, Craig Button, he didn't see really a big flaw in Foerster's skating, but he saw it physical maturity. Seems like the knock on him is his skating, and his defense. So that definitely is something that can be looked at over time. But as for the other analysts, he was ranked 16th, as I said, by Button, 29th by McKenzie, 46th by McKean's Hockey, 21st by NHL Central Scouting, 34th by Elite Prospects, and 31st by Dauber Prospects. So really, he really falls into that range of like the 20 to late first round, early second round pick. And that's really what he's looked at here. I seriously like this pick. This kid can shoot the puck. Very lethal shot. He honestly, this is from Elite Prospects here. And this says he's most comfortable setting up shop at the top of the left face-off circle, taking cross-ice feeds, and one-timing them on net with power. He sets up his feeds really well, scanning the ice for where his target will be, looking on the pass and threatening to shoot. He's got one of the best shots in the draft, can see the ice well, and possesses plus defensive instincts, So really, he might have to, maybe bulk up that defense a little bit. But again, best shot in the draft, that is very noticeable, especially when there's all this talk about Patrick Laine. The Flyers, they draft a sniper, and it's something they honestly needed. They draft Cam York last year in the first round. They get the sniper this year. Many thought they passed up on a sniper last year in Cole Caulfield, pure goal scorer, things like that. But again, I really like this pick for the Flyers. This is a very smart pick. Foerster himself, he said the Flyers, he had talked with them a couple times, and they had inklings that they would pick him if he was available, and obviously they did. Another thing that you want to talk about Foerster as well, Team White Player of the Game for the 2020 CHL Top Prospects game. This is a very solid pick here for the Flyers. I honestly look at this kid. He reminds me a lot of Nolan Patrick and Jack Eichel, kind of in the same thing. And I hinted at that a little bit, but again, Patrick and Eichel, I really like the shot is just, it really looks like Jack Eichel. I'm telling you, just the way he stick handles, things like that. Skating definitely is something it's weird because there's been a lot of guys, I think a lot of smaller guys, for some reason, they talk about a lot with their skating. And one guy, they honestly talked about that, I feel like a little bit, was Travis Konecny, and that the whole problem with his skating and everything. I didn't see it at all, as for TK. But again, this is a very solid pick here for the Flyers. They get that right-wing sniper, and we will see what happens here. Going into the second round, as I said, the Flyers, they picked 54th overall. I thought it was a really good night for the NHL. It was a very nice draft, to be honest with you. I thought they handled it really well with the virtual, online, really whatever you want to call it. But again, really solid pick here for the Flyers. Let me know what you guys think below. Me and Amadeo will be doing a podcast very soon talking about this pick and the whole draft and a little bit into tomorrow for rounds 2 to 7 as well. So again, guys, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.